Oh, hello. Get out of it. Hi everyone. Right, so I've got something kept popping up on my screen. God, there's my messy office. Right, so I'm going to talk briefly about something I do talk rather a lot about. Sorry, I've realised again that we've got the mannequin's head at the back, which is doing my head in actually. It's not the best backdrop, is it? Get rid of that. That's better. So I'm sorry, all these videos just end up with me faffing. I think I got it right, and then something changes. So I talk a lot about learning in my. So I've got two. I've been a magician for 25 years, street performer and stuff, but I'm also now train people in leadership, personal development, all that kind of stuff. And one of my big things has always been learning or accelerated learning. And by accelerated learning, I don't mean learning, cutting corners and not learning properly. Hey, hi Colin, how you doing? I've snagged a live feed. There you go. You're probably the only one. It's summer holidays, isn't it? Saying that it is hammering down. So I talk about accelerated learning. So accelerated learning for me basically is still learning as well, still learning properly, but learning faster and quicker. And I think that there are so many aspects to this that I talk about an awful lot. But one of the things I've realised in the last few years is how much more slowly I've been learning with card magic, with everything, all the different things I've been doing. So, and I've been doing a bit of an audit of kind of why that might be happening. So I've realised that the main thing is lack of focus. Okay, and I think part of it's like having kids, getting older, having more things to worry about. So it's hard to sort of carve out those bits of time. And focus. But I started thinking about when I first learned magic. When I first learned magic was probably it was before I was a street performer. I was in Australia, and I learned something. I learned a really bad classic pass, a kind of ropey double lift, but a trick with a thumb tip, disappearing cigarette, all that kind of stuff. And I remember having no distractions. Now that's because I was away. I was traveling on my own, so I sort of met people, but I didn't have as many distractions, and that's fair enough. It's kind of like you're on holiday. But even after that, when there was a big break, and then I decided to get back into magic and do it as a profession. And I remember the hours I put in, and I remember putting about 4 hours a day at the beginning. To be on good days, maybe 5, and then some days it's the odd half hour and the odd 20 minutes. But even later than that, I remember learning tricks like the clip shift, and which is a really hard move, and sitting there only for about 20 minutes a day, but doing these really small chunks of practice. So what I want to share, I suppose, is my sort of tip on accelerating your practice, or making sure you're practicing, accelerating your skill, your learning, and making sure you're learning, quick enough for it to be fun and to get that feedback that we need from our learning. So the main thing, and this is going to sound very preachy, I've realised it is detrimental to all of my magic practice, all the stuff I'm learning, all the stuff I learned to the review. When I find myself having to learn a trick for a review and I haven't got it, I look at the week behind me and realise what I've been doing. And the main thing for me has been social media and looking at my phone. It's shocking, and I know this is shocking because I'm in the middle of, at the moment, or just started at the digital detox, and I know I can see the irony of that. I'm just looking at my phone, you're looking at your phone, so or your computer. A digital detox. So I don't mean sort of cutting out everything. What I mean is looking at when I actually need to use my phone, or need it, rather than when I'm constantly habitually looking at it. And man, what I've realised is that I'm taking my phone out at the same rate as when I used to take a deck of cards out. All right, and this is the big thing to me. I remember when I was learning, I always had a deck of cards with me. I always have got a deck of cards with me now. Don't get me wrong. And every time I got that little bit of boredom, I wasn't doing anything, I would get the cards out and just do a little kind of 2 or 3 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute, whatever, play with the cards. And sometimes that would, when I got that into creative flow, or into that flow, it would turn into a couple of hours. And on a bus or a train or something like that. And now, obviously, a lot of the time I don't get those hours. So we're talking about small amounts of time. But what I've been doing is making sure my phone is away until I genuinely want to use it. The one thing I've noticed is how often I get that pull to look at my phone. Man, it is really interesting. I was at the gym this morning, and between each set, Okay, so I'm doing 10 reps between each set. I've got this almost like this. It's like it feels like a magnetic pull to look at my phone, and I have to kind of stop myself and go no, because my phone's on me because it's it's there because I'm listening to music and stuff. And I'm not saying get your cards out when you're in the gym between sets, but this is how often I'm looking at my phone. And I think the classic thing is a lot of people have done tests where they feel like they look at their phone 10 times a day, where actually they're looking at the phone. I think the average is something like 50 times a day for a lot of people. The average at the moment, I think, for like teenagers is something like in the holidays 9 hours a day. I read that this morning, which is nuts. So if you're a teenager, like imagine how much practice you could be getting in. So I suppose my point is, and it's a quick one, is a little challenge for you. Okay, if you're finding that you're not getting the practice in, I think the main issue is that we feel like sometimes when we practice that we have to do a big practice session. Okay, and I've been guilty of this. We've only got half an hour. What's the point? Honestly, sometimes 3 minutes a day picking those cards up. Obviously you need more than that for certain things. Yeah, I know, Alec. It's nuts, isn't it? It's you sort of think I check my phone 100 times a day. This is what I was doing. It's nuts. So when you get that little pull to check your phone, right? Try and stop yourself and pick up a deck of cards or a coin or whatever it is. I mainly do coin magic, so kind of practice always have a coin pump. Absolutely. Absolutely, palm to palm. This is what I've been doing because I've been learning more coin stuff recently as well. Weirdly enough, as a result of the Uni review, and I didn't really like the Uni coins, but because it got me playing with coins again. But absolutely, and you will be amazed at the improvement when you do those little tiny bits of practice. And like I said, sometimes you think, right, I'm going to play with a coin or cards or whatever for 2 minutes, and you end up getting really into it, and you get that flow, and you realise maybe the stuff you were going to do isn't as important and all that. So it's a little challenge for you. I am finding it, and I'm early on in this, right? I'm finding it such a change. I ordered Silhouette and should get it tomorrow. I think it's enough time to perform it by Thursday next week. Good advice from putting the phone down, yeah. I'll finish that. Let me get back to the Silhouette thing. So let me know how you get on. I'd really like to know if people that watch this, and I know it's a bit blathery in that, but if you try this and if you see a difference, because like I said, I'm seeing a huge difference in this, and my plan is to use social media for things like this, things that I think are genuinely useful to me, but and you and all that, and provide value for people that watch this. But try and get out of this thing of this habitual, and it is a habit. And by the way, I've looked into it. The way your brain changes with this constant habitual use is really, really interesting. But that's for another thing. So I just thought I'd bang on about that. The Silhouette. Will you be able to perform it by next Thursday? Depends if how much you practice it, I suppose. Which is, I know, a ridiculous thing to say, but. Yes, I think you could. It depends on where you are, because lighting and stuff's important. Technically, when you first get it, it feels really fiddly. But after playing with it for a while with Silhouette, it will start feeling a bit more natural. I still have yet to be in it because it's for summer holidays. I'm with my kids all the time and stuff. I do very few gigs in the summer. Like the corporates all dry up, so I haven't actually taken it out. And of course, it's not a lot of open air events. It's not dark at the moment until late, so I don't think you'll have a problem. But let me know how you get on. I think if you spend a day with it, playing with it, you'll be fine, depending on what you want to do with it. So that's it. I'm going to do. The reviews are a little bit slower at the moment. Well, I'm still getting one out a week, but I might not. I say this every time. I might not be able to get one, and I do get one out, but there's some that's harder. But please ask me questions and do comment, and I really, really appreciate you watching this. Spent hours practicing flat pack, but I had to sell it due to it not being practical. Good point, the distraction of the phones. I'll try and chill on it. So yes, let me go how you get on. Flat pack. Yes, I know. I felt the same way. I've tried. I just don't find it practical, and I know some people have, because I've read the Facebook group and people are having a great time with it, but it just doesn't seem to work for me. Now, if I was going to use flat pack for a specific thing, like it was in a show that I could set things up and there was angle thing, but most of my performance situation, I know it's possible because people are doing it, but no, I'm not feeling it. So, but I'd love to hear stories of people that are. So. Have a good one, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. I'd love it if you go and check out Card Magic course, even with the wallet. Oh, I haven't tried it with the wallet, so yeah, so go for it. let me know how you get on. But it's quite a nice thing with that wallet. But yeah, check out my Card Magic course. I'd love you to, because I did it all myself. And like and subscribe. That'd be lovely. And I'll try and get a review out by Thursday, Friday. All right. Thanks so much, everyone. Have a good one. Let me go practicing my palming techniques. Go for it. Take care.